go. This is kind of a more serious thing. This drives me crazy what they did at ABC with the Epstein case. Here's Amy Roback, kind of on a hot mic moment that Project Veritas somehow got their hands on. Here she is explaining why they killed it.
She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything.
Now, Kurt, if they had had a Trump connection to Epstein, they would have already run that a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Oh, well, Clinton is, I mean, he's partying with Bill Clinton. And the ABC News has it, and ABC News squashes it. I mean, it's unbelievable, except it's totally believable because that's what the media does.
You know, Jesse, if they're spiking stories about sex trafficking and pedophilia, what else are they spiking? It makes you think.
Well, it makes you think about a lot of things, Jesse. And I mean, we were talking about the still very much alive, very much in the public eye, former president of the United States of America, tied on camera to a billionaire's pedophilia ring, and not one person in the United States media has approached that ABC reporter and asked her what she meant by, quote, "we had Clinton." And I'm sorry, you're right, this is not a laughing one. This is not something to joke about. We're talking about young girls who are ritually abused by the most powerful men in the world, and potentially the president of the United States, and the entire American media just kind of shrugged and moved on, and they just want to talk about how many scoops of ice cream Donald Trump eats. It's shocking to me. It's an embarrassment on the entire American media.
Bill, if we had a really just journalistic situation here in this country, you'd have reporters outside of the president of ABC News, outside of the townhouse of Amy Roback, demanding answers. You just don't have that, though.
Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 30th of December, and it's good to be back. I took a little bit of a 4-day break to spend time with my son. I hope you had a beautiful Christmas. We have New Year's coming up, and 2020 is going to be biblical. We have a ton of stuff to go over today. Mr. Tom Hanks is back in the news. He wants to get out of here and go to Greece. Why is that? Well, wink, wink. We're going to go over a lot of that. We're also going to go over the human resonance. Something crazy is taking place on this planet, and we're going to get into that. As you can see here from Sean from Quarticon, please follow him at Quarticon. This scale that we are looking at right here is not normal. There are no solar winds. The sun is not doing anything differently to our planet. This is taking place within our planet. I'm not sure what to make of it, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with the awakening process. We're going to talk about former Dojo Pizza owner is sentenced to 65 years in prison for sex crimes against children. This is what they do, guys. Their symbolism will be their downfall. We're going to go over Tom Hanks again. We're going to go over a ton of memes. It's going to be a great show. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. It's great to be back, my friends. But before we get into all of this, would you please welcome my new sponsor, patriotofamerica.com.
Shut up and sit down.
Guys, I wanted to tell you about my new sponsor, patriotofamerica.com. They are the new sponsor of True Reporting, and they are making all American products, from t-shirts to hoodies to hats to LED tactical flashlights, my friends. They are producing a lot of great material. My friends, all you have to do is go to patriotofamerica.com. You can check out their amazing pricing, a MAGA hat for $17.76. They also offer custom apparel so you can design whatever you want. Again, guys, go to patriotofamerica.com. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel? We just hit 10,000 subscribers. True Reporting 2.0. Just go into the search bar on YouTube, type it in, and hit subscribe. Also, guys, would you please be kind enough as to hit the notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. And finally, guys, would you please go ahead and click the like button? The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So coming at us again from Sean at Corticon, please follow him on Twitter. He's saying history is being made. Wow. And as we can see here, look at this, is off the charts, guys. If you can read this, this is normal right here. The blues and the greens, and then we just see something incredibly happening yesterday. I don't know if you could feel it. I don't know if this is in quote unquote ascension. I don't know, but something biblical is taking place. We also have back at us, this guy has been retweeted by the president. His accounts have been deleted, him and his wife's. And just please follow right now at inevitable_ET. He is saying something is happening. This is the newest reading as of 6 minutes ago, and this was from last night. And again, he's pointing it out to us, the same thing as Sean did from Corticon. You know, it's off the charts. Whatever is happening on this planet, and there's something taking place within humans, my friends. Something is taking place with our president, with our military. People are witnessing a lot of things, a lot of bad things are coming to the forefront. As you remember from the intro video, we're talking former presidents. We're starting to see who has been doing what. The heinous crimes that the elite have been doing are coming into the mainstream media. It's coming into the collective consciousness. And he says here, there's no reason for this to be happening, guys. A quiet sun, solar wind, speeds at 294.3 kilometers per second, density 3.5 protons, explanation, more data, updated today at 23:30 UT time, X-ray solar flares. Everything seems to be normal, and then it's just crazy. The sun is blank. There are no sunspots. This is taking place on our planet. I think it has to do with what's going on within us. I think we are witnessing history being made. I think we're witnessing something that we have never witnessed before on this timeline. I think something beautiful is happening. It's God. It's something that we will never ever forget, and we're here to witness it. We're here to witness this for a reason and take place in it. We have a huge part in this, my friends. Let's get into something a little more dark, because this needs to get into the collective consciousness, my friends. Things are taking place. Former Dojo Pizza owner sentenced to 65 years for crimes against children. This happened yesterday, the 27th, so a couple days ago. The former owner of the Dojo Pizza, we all know about, you know what, and their symbolism, and karate instructor, gross, 50-year-old Lauren Kopp has been sentenced to 65 years in prison for you know what, pornography and sex crimes against minors. Kopp appeared in court Friday, where the U.S. District Court Judge Audrey Flessig ordered $294,000 in restitution. In December of 2018, Kopp was convicted of 8 counts of child you-know-what exploitation and enticement involving 4 victims, according to a press release. Guys, this happens all the time. But the fact that this guy is working in these pizza restaurants, we can think of Comet you-know-what in D.C., we can think of Alefantis, so on and so forth. I can't say too much because of key words, but it's taking place. And we're going to get into some memes and some other stuff. But I want you to know that there's a reason that they do have this symbolism. This isn't just, there's no coincidences, right? We could check this place out. Look at this. The cannibal restaurant owned by the Zuckers, you know who they are, the sister-in-law, is now closed for you doubters. Things are happening. And this is the name of the place, my friends. The Cannibal. The Cannibal. We all know what's in the meat of McDonald's. We all know what they're capable of doing with Planned Parenthood, so on and so forth. These people are demons. They're demonic, and they love doing this. They're basically feeding us Soylent Green. If you don't know what that is, look into it. It's gross. It's terrible, but that's what they're doing it, right? That's what they're doing it. A lot of people say this place was well overpriced. This is where the elites go to. Obviously, it's owned by Zucker's sister-in-law, so she's got a lot of cash. Which brings me to this. Greece gives actor Tom Hanks an honorary Greek citizenship. December 27th. So 3 days ago, this guy, why? I've looked into it. His wife is not from Greece. She is Greek. She goes to an Orthodox Greek church, so on and so forth. I looked into a lot of countries that don't allow extradition, right? So once you can go over there, you're safe. Like, they can't get you back out. So it's kind of the same thing as when 17 tells us that's when Obama is going to claim Kenya because they don't have extradition, but Greece does. So it's kind of I'm questioning what's going to happen. You know, is he that big of a name where, hey, maybe he has some ties there and he can be safe there for a long time? It may take years and years for them to extradite him for whatever he has done. We all know his connection with Cappy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to research that, Kappy. Look into it because this guy's definitely running from something. And he's been in the news, right? Like, we've seen 17 talk about him. He's popped right back up into the collective consciousness on the boards and people on Facebook and Twitter who follow this movement. He's back in. So there's no coincidence. Tom Hanks may officially consider himself Greek. Greece's president, Prokopis Pavlopoulos, whatever, has signed an honorary naturalization order allowing the 63-year-old actor to claim Greek citizenship, his office told the Associated Press on Friday. Hanks frequently spends his summer vacations on the Greek island of Antiparos, and his wife, actress and producer Rita Wilson, is of Greek and Bulgarian ancestry. Under Greek law, honorary naturalization may be granted to people, in quote, who have provided exceptional service to the country or whose naturalization serves the public interest. Right. I don't know what any of that means, but it seems like he could get away with a lot more because Greece has basically been in ruins for a number of years. We all know that they've been bankrupt a couple times. Why does he want to go there? He may bring a lot of money, film movies, do some terrible things to kids. I mean, you be the judge of it. I think we know which one to choose, don't you? So let's go ahead and get into some memes to tie all this together. And why is Mr. Hanks back in the news? All right, guys, so this is why he's back in the news. As we could see here, his Twitter post from December 26th. Let this be the final lost pacifier of 2019. Hanks, what is he talking about? Why are you taking pictures of pacifiers? Why are you taking pictures of gloves in the desert? So on and so forth, and we'll get into that a little later on. But this is not normal behavior for a 63-year-old man to be taking pictures of pacifiers. We all know what they do with kids, babies. We all know that they love age reversing, sorcery, whatever you want to talk about. It goes on and on. We all know that these people who are in Hollywood, we know it's a cult. We know that it's a death cult. We know that a lot of things are being ran by very demonic entities. And who's to say he's not any different? He's not any different, and I'm not going to say otherwise because I know he's not, right? We can see here. This is from, please follow my friend at Ian. We can see here he's posting here that Tom Hanks. I saw this in the grocery store the other day. He's on People Magazine, right? He's being presented, I believe, at the Emmys or the Red Carpet Awards. Him and Ellen DeGeneres, right? I think that happens in a couple days. So he's getting presented an award, red carpet event, right? What could take place? Then we can see here, these are some old photos that we've all seen before. Says a paid liar who's also a you-know-what in the world will soon find out your big secret. Hope you rot. And it says here, I'm not allowed to talk. This is just gross stuff, my friends. This is what he's with Oprah, who we all know was with that one guy, John of God or whatever. I mean, it just adds up, Look into that guy. I mean, he was, and pillaging women, children. He was running a sex farm, right? This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to procreate and change humanity, all kinds of stuff. This is what they're into. They're transhumanists. They're sick people. Very gross. We can see here from Martin Getty's, it says we're dealing with a psychopathic sex and death cult that requires its members to sacrifice their own children, and those of others. It should not come as a great surprise that its doctrines have absolutely no boundaries in their pursuit of power and control over non-members, right? The non-members of this cult are in power control. We are suppressed. We don't want anything to do with this, so they hold us down and they keep us in the shadows, and they bleed in their negativity into our collective consciousness through movies, through radio, through TV, so on and so forth. This is what they do. They try and brainwash us through, Netflix. Netflix just dropped a deal to have a TV show made called Gay Jesus. Give me a break. They push this, trans stuff. I don't know. It's all demonic to me. But all I can tell you, my friends, is that it's not right. It's inverting what we're supposed to really believe. It's misconstruing and manipulating our thought process with men and women. It's very, very demonic. It's very wrong. I wanted to read this to you. A very insightful video regarding the destruction of Luke Skywalker. The new Star Wars movie just dropped, and I believe that has a lot to do with a lot that we've been seeing. I really do believe that from dark to light, we're talking about the light side and the dark and the battle. This is what we're witnessing now. The last part of the video hits it on the head on the nail, right? It says here, quote, "What they are trying to do and failing spectacularly at, but what the plan was to take the Luke Skywalker story about a young man, and I hate to say this, a young male Christian heterosexual. When I say Christian, he's got religious beliefs because he becomes the Messiah, basically, and they had not only to destroy him, I realize now they had to destroy him so that his space could be taken over by their version of Luke. And the last line of this movie, by all accounts, is Rey, who's descended from the Emperor, apparently, who is evil. She's apparently the granddaughter of the evil Emperor. She's the granddaughter of Source Evil? Okay. She's the direct linear descendant of Source Evil. Luke Skywalker is the direct descendant of Source Good. And so Luke Skywalker has been destroyed. He's out of there. The last line in The Rise of Skywalker is where somebody asks Rey after the final battle, and she wins again. She's beaten the bad guy 3 times in a row. What a dramatic arc that is. But the last line is some woman comes up to her and says that your name, and she says, what's your name? And she says Rey. And she says Rey Skywalker. And the audience is supposed to think that she's taken over the mantle of Luke. But Luke's already been destroyed. She is the Skywalker now, you see? She's the hero, and she's done nothing to earn being the hero. And that's why the social justice warrior crowd had to go back and scoop out Luke Skywalker, pulled him completely out of the picture, destroyed him retroactively, and then inserted Rey into its place. When she says at the end of the movie, my name is Skywalker, what you've got now is you've got a linear descendant of the devil saying that I'm the Messiah, and people are supposed to believe it. You've got a linear descendant of the devil saying that I am the Messiah, and people are supposed to believe it. And the good news is they don't. They don't believe it. They are filled with rage. And I'm not saying that the destruction of Star Wars has made the entire millennial generation into conservatives, but I guarantee you it has made them loathe and despise everything about the SJW crowd. And this is a gambit on the part of the left that is going to bite them very, very, very hard. End quote. They're taking Hollywood and ruining it. You know how vast Star Wars is? Millions of people watch this movie, and now they're like, screw it. They don't want to watch it anymore. And again, this guy says Star Wars has made the entire millennial generation into conservatives. He's not saying that, but he's saying this has a huge part in it, right? And I believe that this all ties in, guys. I believe we're watching something with Space Force and Star Wars, and maybe I'm going on a tangent about this, but guys, it's just so much happening right now. You're talking about the Schumann resonance and all this kind of stuff happening to planet Earth. We're talking about a great awakening. What else could there be, right? What is taking place on our planet? And again, we can see here, this is from Dojo Pizza. I can't say this key word down here, but this is the guy right here, a karate instructor, 63 years old. He's ruined many children's lives. And again, this is what happens. They're part of a death cult, and their symbolism will be their downfall. Then you can see here, Mark Zuckerberg, this is from June 16th. This was brought to my attention, is at Little St. James Island. Do you even know what that is? Little St. James Island is Jeffrey's Island. And it's just crazy. I mean, there's nothing in this that means anything within this post, but the fact is that he's checked in there, right? They're all part of the same death cult. From Tiffany Fitzhenry, please follow her at Tiff_Fitzhenry. She's been on the podcast once. Great person. Please follow her. She says, no new wars have been started in the past 3 years. The deep state has wanted to start one with Russia, Syria, North Korea. That's obvious to anyone who's paying attention, and yet no new wars have been started. In the scope of American history, that's extremely significant, and I've told you guys many a times, we will not go to war under this administration. This is mind-blowing, guys. I wanted to show you this as well. IRS headquarters in Maryland. These pills, thick and jaded. A real pain in the you-know-what to swallow, but necessary. For almost ever there has been no party delineation, in that there are only one and the same, in lockstep. One playing with the other to guide us into the safe and comfy other hand. As you can see here. This is the IRS headquarters. Look at the symbolism, right? Pointing us in the direction of the soft, grateful hand here. Get lulled to sleep, get comfy, right in the middle of a pyramid. What is this? The pyramid's on our money. It's everywhere. What took place in Mandalay Bay in Vegas, right there in front of the pyramid. This is what they do, guys. Just pay attention. Emblematic chart. We see it again. Just these two pillars with the pyramids. It all has to do with Masons, right? This is what it has to deal with. And again, just another picture. This is real. IRS headquarters in Maryland, right? Right there by DC. Another picture, as you can see. One hand pointing to the other hand. So, guys, I wanted to get into Mr. Hanks real quick to round off the podcast, okay? It says here, Hollywood actor you-know-who accuses Tom you-know-who of being a you-know-what. Tom tweets an image of a bottle cap with the letter P on it, cap plus P, in the desert, saying, historic Route 66, roadkill? I hope not. Hanks, cap plus P. Roadkill? I mean, come on, guys. 42 days later, Isaac you-know-who allegedly jumps from a bridge in Arizona off historic Route 66. 3 days before he dies, Mr. Cappy posts a YouTube video stating he did something terrible, but that he has absolutely not you-know-what. They think you will follow the stars, right? Follow the stars, right? We're talking Hollywood. Then look at these pictures, guys. Is this normal? Is this normal? This kid right beside him looks like he could be in his late teens, right? 18, 19, something like that. Another picture, face down, glasses over here off to the side. What's going on, right? This is just strange stuff. This guy is leaving this country for a reason. I'm telling you this. This is what we're talking about. Bottle cap, P, liked by Top Tree, blah, blah, blah. Historic Route 66 roadkill. This is what I'm just showing you. We've all seen this, right? And then a glove. This is just another picture, right? He's taking pictures in the desert of a glove before he's taking pictures in the snow of a baby pacifier. Then we see here from Sarah Ruth Ashcraft. Everyone loves Mr. Hanks. I can't stand him after what he did to me. He's worried about it, real Donald Trump, for good reason. He knows Trump is going after the you-know-who. Absolutely. She knows. It's happened to her. She says here, I'll blow this up. This is her as a child. She says, this is me at the age of 13 when I was with you-know-who. And he purchased me from my father for sex as a dissociated, mind-controlled doll. I wonder how much he paid. I wonder how much money my father made for breaking my mind and selling my child body throughout my life. Will I ever get to know? Maybe. I don't know. I feel so terrible for her, though. I wanted to show you this as well. This is huge. Great news, actually. I don't think people are seeing what's right in front of their face. Feinstein runs the Congress. Feinstein, Schumer, Pelosi, Schiff, Nadler, McConnell, and about 20 others of the management team that report to the puppet masters. They run the country in a Wanta-type system with wet works, enriched bureaucrats, intel and military government agency factions. They have integrated the mafia and MS-13 into their operations via intel, the CA. They do business with the drug cartels. They have massive under-the-table operations with China and Russia. They were selling off America as a chunk at a time for a seat at the New World Order for their families in perpetuity. This is not about Dem or GOP. This is about President Trump finding the honest parts of the government, gathering them together, and injecting the corrupt individuals without starting a civil war or tanking the economy. You have to face the reality that the American dream and the American people were being traded as commodities on the open black market by this management team. POTUS is working with about 70% of the House Dem caucus and about 30% of the Senate Dem caucus to isolate the conspirators so that they can be arrested, charged, tried, and convicted. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. We were sold out by both parties, and right now, at this hour, both parties are trying to figure it out. How to get rid of Trump and the White Hats. how to contain the damage they're doing, how to survive while they regroup, how to keep the public from awakening. What you're seeing is this, my friends. POTUS is systematically isolating the conspirators away from the rest of Congress on both sides of the aisle. The deals white hats are cutting right now are with both Dems and rhinos that have been ensnared by the Mossad snuff films or financial misdeed evidence. It's getting very dicey right now in Congress because the conspirators see their markers being dissolved and their power receding. We're at a very critical moment in all of this because we're reaching the point of diminishing returns where the people that will take the deals have taken them and the people that are too scared or too far into it have refused. Once the last of the deal takers have been debriefed and their testimony has been integrated into the cleanup effort, arrests begin. I'm giving you a 50,000-foot overview. Think of the hand-to-hand combat going on in the bowels of the DC power right now and the complexities of the interactions, strategies, and communications. We as a nation are in uncharted waters politically, constitutionally, and morally. Luckily, God is running the show, and POTUS is his anointed leader in this matter. I leave you with this. I'm not worried about you, and you shouldn't be either. We have readied ourselves for this moment for 3 years. POTUS had readied himself for 20 years. White hats have readied themselves for 56 years. God has been ready since he put us on this planet. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the Great Awakening. And I mean, guys, that should give you hope. And more is coming out about this, right? You know who didn't kill himself. We all know this. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people know this by now. And those who scream the loudest against Trump, the real reason is because they are sick, corrupt people who have committed crimes so evil. If the public knew, they would no longer be able to walk the streets. All of these people, my friends, all of them have done horrible things to these to innocent people. And it's all because they're part of a death cult. That's all that this is. Every which way you look at Trump has changed the world, and he's just getting started, folks. 2020, Trump, the White House, will change the shape of the world for the better, but not for the bad guys. Breaking, the Taliban ruling council has agreed to a ceasefire in Afghanistan to allow for signing of a peace deal with the United States. This happened yesterday. A peace deal would allow Washington to bring home troops and end its 18-year military stand. Unbelievable. And again, Thread, you know what gate is just a conspiracy theory? If anyone tells you that, call them a tinfoil hat wearing coincidence theorist. As we can see here, guys, this is from the 27th. This isn't even from the story from before. Pizza shop owner arrested for you know what, commits suicide. That just happened. Florida Pizza King owner arrested, charged with child molestation. This is just another story. I'm just throwing these out there. This is all from yesterday. Former owner of Jara's Pizza Parlor in Oakdale arrested for sexual assault from yesterday. The owner of a popular pizza parlor near TD Bank North Garden is expected to be arraigned today after state police detectives allege they found 1.5 kilos of cocaine, 2 machine guns, 3 handguns, and a bundle of cash in his Revere home. Valley Center pizza shop owner arrested for multiple counts of sexual battery. Guys, Poughkeepsie Pizza Parlor linked to major cocaine meth ring that busted 5 locals. This is what they do. Their symbolism will be their downfall, right? St. Louis pastor and pizza shop owner guilty of 8 counts in child sex case. That's the one I talked about earlier. This is happening all over America, right? And we can see even more. David Bauerfiend, Domino's Pizza CFO, dead in snorkeling accident. Former Dojo Pizza owner sentenced to 65 years for sex crimes against you-know-who. Stay tuned. The day of reckoning will come. And it's already here, guys. I know this was a long podcast. We had so much to get to today, but I'm glad you stuck by my side and you listened. Guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. Don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel by going to my PayPal. You become a Patreon. We have plenty of tiers out there that give right back to you, my friends. We have True Reporting merch and a P.O. box, so hit all that up, my friends, and support this channel. Again, tonight from 8 to 9 p.m., we will have a live call-in show, Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to come hang out. We got a lot to talk about. This human resonance thing is really baffling me right now. I don't know what to make of it. I really truly believe it's biblical, and things are going to be changing here in the very near future. Guys, enjoy your Monday evening. I will see you tonight. Always know God is in control. Be blessed. Take care of your family, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.